Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime Making 3. And today I'm going to be giving you part 16 of What If Naruto Was the Ultimate Saiyan. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also guys, stay in tune for the rest of what is coming your way over Anime Making and Anime Making 2. If you're new, yes, you heard that correctly. You have not mistaken, I have 3 channels, Anime Making 2, and Making 3, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family, and thank you for all of your help and support. And also go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was created from natural energy, and enjoy that guys. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this new episode starts. The intro. So, the last spot we left off, there's been 3 years since Mito left the village. But now she was finally back. She was home. As Bocher and Jiraiya made their way towards the Hokage's tower, but Snazzy told them that Naruto was not here as he was currently out on a mission. So they had to wait until he returned. But Mito had a lot more people to meet before he arrived though. So she made her way as she reunited with her friends. It turns out that Hinata and Sasuke had become a thing over the past 3 years. Mito had already noticed that a long time ago. She noticed the way the both of them look at each other, but it seems they never knew. But she knew before them. But she was happy for them. They decided not to do anything until they talked to her about it. But she didn't mind one bit, as she told him to go ahead and have fun as long as they care about each other. She did not mind, saying that the both of them never want to ruin any relationship between them as a team. But she didn't mind one bit, as she went home and reunited with Samui as well, as she spoke to her on how she's been over the last couple of years. After which, Naruto arrived, as he made his way towards Nede's office, as he was on a mission, as it was a space rock that came from well out of space. The guy had went crazy and almost exploded, annihilating the village, but Naruto had threw him out into space. And for one thing, he knew that he couldn't breathe out of space. Well, he should have known that from before, but given that he was not basically from this world, he thought that he could, but that was a big no-no. As he went home and reunited with Mito as they talked for hours, as she told him a lot that she has been up to. Some time passed afterwards as Snazzy wanted to see what they were capable of. Snazzy had started the medical program within Konoha that she wanted to start a long time ago, as she was training young, new medics to join the field as well. Hinata was a part of said program, and she has learned how to mix Snazzy's super strength with her fighting style, as she was grateful to Snazzy for all that she had taught her. Sasuke has been training with Kakashi the entire time, and he has gotten a fair bit stronger, a lot stronger to be exact. So with that, they were all placed against Naruto to fight him, as Snazzy wanted to see all that they were capable of now. Kakashi just was lazy and he didn't want to interfere, so he had Naruto pick the fight with them, as a lot of people came by to watch, well, most of their friends, as Kiba became some sort of fanboy from Naruto, as he had went on a mission with Naruto and saw how awesome he was, and he wouldn't stop talking about how awesome Naruto was. Well, he was awesome. So with that, the 3 of them attacked Naruto, and despite everything they threw at him, he was just able to deflect everything like it was nothing. Well, they should have expected that after all. He wasn't exactly ranked in the books. He was an unranked shinobi because Snazzy and the others didn't know how his strength qualified in their ranks, because he was just that powerful. So they should be happy with how far they got, although Sasuke was a bit bummed out that he couldn't at least land a full vicious hit on Naruto. But still, Naruto appreciated how much he have grown, as he could tell that they have grown a lot. So with that out of the way, the team was sent on a mission as Sahara from the Sand because Akagi had been kidnapped, as Naruto noticed Mito acting more concerned than he thought. Well, he knew the both of them were friends after all. As Mito was the one that changed Sahara for the good, and she said that she's been to the sand a few times in her trip. But there was something that she was not telling him. She was about to tell him though, but Conqueror had woken up when they arrived at the sand. As they had to move out once again, being much faster than their group and he could fly, Naruto took off to where the battle was. He was stopped by Kisame and Itachi. He faced off against Kisame and he demolished him. Kisame stood no chance, but Itachi allowed Naruto to pass by, as the group was coming and his brother was with the group as well. As Naruto was sure that Sasuke would want to talk to him. So with that, Naruto moved off, past Itachi with incredible speed as he arrived towards where the massive cave-in was. As there was a seal intact on it. When he regarded seals, Naruto knew nothing about them, but he would just forcefully open it though. As he started to power up before he entered his Super Saiyan mode. So yeah guys, it's basically as we left off. You guys can switch across to the place and check it over yourself. Remember to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was created from nature energy over on Anime King 2, and enjoy that guys. And also remember for new, yes, I need have 3 channels, Anime King, Anime King 2, and Anime King 3, which I post what you find every single day for you guys to enjoy. So why don't you guys go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all for helping support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, I'll be planning talking about to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Let's get right into it guys. Space was a complex, strange place, unknown to Naruto. When he was sent away from his planet, that was from the Saiyans at a young age, he did not exactly stay in his own multiverse. There was a distortion and he was shifted to this multiverse. But all of that was unknown to him, until he was found by Minato and Kushina, taken care of until they died, and he grew up with his sister Mito. But this world was just the same as the multiverse he was in, where he was originally named Kakarot. But that name was lost due to time, and after all there was no writing or anything of it, so no one knew that name. And he was named Naruto, and he lived on Earth as Naruto, unaware of his heritage until Snappy had showed him the pod, when he wanted to know more about his past life after all. He didn't understand why he had these powers out of everyone else. But now, it seems like everything has caught up to him. Well, not him per se, but the world was gonna be attacked. Because this world was just like his own multiverse. A few slight changes, but it was still relatively the same. That is why, as a strange pod, similar to the one that Naruto arrived in, came down towards the earth, it crash landed in a field, decimating everything. A farmer who was currently plowing his field came to a stop as he was blown away as he crashed into the house. The man slowly got up with a groan. That is when he heard a sound, a whoosh, as someone started to float out of the massive crater that they caused. Said person was strange. They were wearing a whitish armor with a golden stomach plate, as they were wearing blue clothing underneath. It was rather tight, showing rippling muscles. The person here was shaped oddly. It had spikes and a curve almost in the center, with more spikes going along the end. The farmer stepped back as he crushed something, making a sound, causing said man to snap his head towards him. The man calmly landed before he tapped something on the side of his head. It was a scouter. Tapping the scouter, there was many sounds. As he looked at the farmer, pathetic, he said. It seems this world is as weak as we thought. Who are you? You have no right to ask my name, the man said to the farmer that spoke. As the man raised his hand with a smirk on his face, I guess you will be the first that I kill. The farmer tried to run, but the man blasts a hole right through his chest. He chuckled a bit as he turned his head. Now, he paused as his scouter started to go crazy. What is this? 1,000, 2,000, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The scouter started to go up before it exploded, causing the man to grit his face in anger and also a bit of pain. He snapped his head towards the source. Well, it seems I was wrong. This planet indeed has some strong fighters. Let's see who you are. And with that he rocketed off at immense speed, moving towards where this power source was. Meanwhile, Naruto screamed as he released his energy, transforming into a Super Saiyan. Meanwhile, inside of the cave, Sasori and Deidara looked around as they opened their eyes, feeling the tremors. It seems like we have company. Zetsu. As the leader spoke, Zetsu came from the ground before he nodded his head as he went back down. Back outside, as Naruto was about to rip this entire place apart, wooden vines emerged from the ground, trying to impale him. Naruto swatted them aside like they were nothing as he narrowed his eyes before. He created a ki blast and slammed it into the earth. Zetsu was forced to move. In an instant, Naruto appeared behind him as Naruto reached and grabbed the white half. He started to pull as the black half quickly dislodged itself as Naruto teared the white half out of the ground, gripping it up in the air. So you're one of the Akatsuki members, huh? Said Naruto. Before Zetsu could say anything, Naruto twisted as he tossed him in the air before he started to charge, as a beam arrived in his hand before he launched it, obliterating the white half. He then turned his sight back on the cave. Back inside. He's too strong, said Zetsu. It doesn't matter, the leader said. The process will be finished in a few seconds. And I doubt, boom, he was cut off, as the cave was obliterated with raw power, despite the seals being on it. The moment Naruto saw what was going on, as he saw the body of Sahara, as there was something being sucked out of her. As the last bit of it was being sucked out, he moved with impressive speed as he broke threw the spear around her and took her out of it. Before he landed, he placed his hand on her chest as he could feel her dimensioning life force. She was gonna die. Still in his Super Saiyan form, Naruto here started to shift back to its normal form as he generated the power into his hand. His hand started to glow a bright gold as he returned back to his normal form. He then pushed said power inside of Sahara as her entire body became enveloped in a golden cloak. As this went on for a few seconds until it suddenly dispersed. As her heartbeat normalized, the leader had already summoned away the statue. As he glanced towards Sasori and Deidara, "Leave," he said. "Our job is done." And with that, his hologram, along with the others, completely disappeared. Naruto's eyes were focused on Sahara, as he felt her heartbeat once again in her life force. It was no longer deteriorating. He had tried this once before, when he had saved a young girl from dying on one of his missions. So he figured it would work here. He placed his hand on her stomach. As he focused, he no longer felt the oppressive power inside of her. It seems that they took the tail beast away. So they were indeed after that, and a tailed beast leaving a Jinchuriki results in death. And if that was to happen to his sister, and if he was not there, Naruto got to his feet. "Well, it seems we have a problem here," said Deidara, as he looked towards Naruto. Before Naruto could say anything, well, a voice called out, as a pair of feet landed in front of the cave. "So this is where you are, hiding in some cave." As a person stepped in, as Naruto noticed the armor, before he looked up at the face, both men instantly froze. As they looked at each other, "Sasori, my man, am I seeing double?" As Sasori shook his head, "No, I see too." The reason why they said that was because these two individuals look exactly alike. "Who the hell are you?" said Naruto, confused at how this person looked exactly like him. From the hair shape to the face, exactly down to the letter, they were exactly alike. Naruto also noticed his waist. Tied around his waist was a tail. As Naruto felt something behind him twitch a bit, Something tried to resurface. As he focused on the man, what cheap trickery is this? Does your planet specialize in taking the appearance of someone much stronger than you? Well, you will live to regret taking my face. Wait, what the hell are you? Naruto couldn't get to finish that sentence as a man slammed into him with vicious force. As Naruto was launched, he broke right through the side of the hill as he was sent sailing. He crashed through a few trees before he slammed his hand on the ground, stopping his momentum. Naruto was a bit surprised. That actually hurt a bit. Not so much, but it hurt a bit. Usually. Not even weapons could catch him off guard once he was prepared for a fight. So he was surprised by this turn of event. As he got to his feet, said man came towards him with incredible strength, and what Naruto noticed was that the man was flying. He came from the heavens and brought his fist down. Boom! The whole area was ripped apart. As Naruto caught the fist in his palm, the place was decimated by the two colliding forces. Meanwhile that was going on, a red blur was quickly making her way as she tore through the forest area as she arrived to the cave. The moment she arrived, she saw the two moving towards the unconscious Sahara. She lashed out. Sorceress shot his tail forward, but it clashed against her claws as she slammed her feet right into his puppet body, launching him back as the cloak left her as she picked up Sahara in her arms before she leaped away. Pedro was on top of his bird. Well, sorcery, my man, if I haven't mistaken, that's the Kyuubi Jinjulki, correct? Yes. It seems like we got a lucky break. 2 for 1. This one is mine. You had your fun with the One Tails. As Mito gritted her teeth in rage. You two dare speak about her in such a way. As she tests Sahara pulse. To her shock, she was okay. She was alright. She's alive, she said. She instantly created a clone. As the clone took Sahara and moved off. I'll make sure you never do this to anyone again, because now I'm your opponent, she said. Meanwhile that was going on, as Naruto staggered back. He came to a stop as a man landed in front of him. Well, it seems you're not as pathetic as I thought. Perhaps you do get the right to know my name. You may call me Kakarot. I always give the honor of those who give me a good fight to know my name before their utter demise. So then, Kakarot, who the hell are you and why are you here? Oh, that's quite simple. I've come to take this planet and make sure it is ready for sale. Sale? Said Naruto. Yes, this backwater planet has been notified to put up for cleansing so it can be sold quite properly. You're here to sell my planet? Yes, indeed. Now you can drop my face and show your real face. Look, I don't know who the hell or what you're talking about. This is the way I look. As Kakarot simply laughed. You still continue to wear my face. Does it bring you pleasure or joy? Well, it doesn't matter, I have no problem beating you into the ground. As Naruto took off his coat and tossed it aside, it dropped with a heavy boom, cracking the earth. As Kakarot narrowed his gaze, I don't know who you are or what you want, but you come in here saying that you're gonna sell my planet. You must be either delusional or just plain crazy, said Naruto. And picking a fight with me was a big mistake. A big mistake, said Kakarot. Well then, let us see, as he dropped into a fighting stance. As Naruto motioned for him to come, the both of them then moved as their fists collided, cracking the earth. The force blew back trees and debris, before Naruto brought his leg up as Kakarot blocked it with his arm before he grabbed Naruto by the arm and twisted him around before tossing him up in the air. He flew above Naruto and brought his heel down as Naruto grabbed it before twisting him. and launched him towards the earth. He spiraled before he crashed into the earth. He quickly got up and shot forward, launching ki blast after ki blast. Naruto slapped each and every one of them away. As Kakarot made him head on, as Naruto moved down as well, the both of their heads connected as the air rippled as their arms locked as they tried to push each other down and up. As Naruto then turned in mid-air and twists, causing the both of them to spin out of control before he pulled his arm back and drived it in Kakarot's guts. Kakarot coughed up spit, but he brought his knee up and drived it in Naruto's face. As Naruto staggered back, he then delivered several punches, slamming his fist over and over in Naruto's face until Naruto grabbed his hand and grabbed his other one, before Naruto reared his head back and smashed it into his own. That caused him to stagger as Naruto formed a ki blast and drive it into his stomach. His armor creaked as his body was launched away. He broke through several giant trees. He then screamed as the forest erupted. Animals, birds, everything was reduced to dust as he released a wave of power. Naruto crossed his arms as the wave of power slammed into him, but he braced his feet in the ground as he did not move. Once it was gone, Naruto stood there as Kakarot came back out. His armor cracked in certain area, dust and debris all over him. He spat to the side. It's been a long while since someone on a backwater planet like yours has been able to challenge me. I'm glad that I didn't come here with my partner, so that this fun could be all mine, he said, as he dropped down to the ground before dropping into a lower stance, as it seemed to give him extra speed as he moved. He reached Naruto in seconds as he drove his fist up, as Naruto tilted his head before cracking his knee into his stomach. He staggered back as Naruto then drove his fist into his face. He was lodged like a bullet, cracking through a massive headstone, as Naruto then jumped before he drove his foot into his stomach, destroying the ground as Kakarot screamed out in pain, before he formed two ki blasts and drove them into Naruto's face. At last moment, Naruto pulled his head back, dodging them, before he cracked his fist in the armor completely, breaking through it, slamming his fist into flesh, causing Kakarot to cough up blood before Naruto grabbed him by the face, and then twirled and threw him in mid-air. Naruto then formed a javelin out of pure ki before he twisted and launched it. Kakarot twisted in mid-air as he dodged it. As he started to pant, blood dripping from his mouth. You think you can best me? I am an elite warrior. I am from the most powerful race in history. I am a Saiyan and I will not be defeated. Wait, a Saiyan? Said Naruto. Now, I'll reduce you to dust. As he held his hand up in the air. Try this on for size. Cosmic Death Beam. He shot his arms forward as Naruto felt the massive buildup of power. He launched the attack upwards. The two colliding attacks clashed in a vicious battle. As Kakarot started to apply more power, you and this planet will be reduced to dust when I'm done. Not if I have anything to say about it. Kaioken ×2, said Naruto, as his body turned red. The force of Naruto Kamehameha increased as Kakarot's eyes went wide, before he was blasted straight up in the air. Naruto panted as he looked up. This was the first time someone has pushed him like this before. Well, not all that much, because he hadn't entered Super Saiyan yet, but still. And that guy, he said that he was a Saiyan, but how? Meanwhile, up in mid-air, Kakarot was still alive as he was pissed. How? How? He said. A pathetic mortal to do me like this. I am an elite Saiyan. This is an embarrassment. A humiliation. He looked up to the sky before he started chuckling as he flew back down. As Naruto looked with surprise. You're still alive? Of course I am. His armor was all destroyed. and he was panting quite heavily. Now, I will show you the elite form of the Saiyans, and then I will crush you, he said, as he started to chuckle like a madman. Naruto was about to attack until he started to grow. As Naruto noticed his tail was no longer tied around his waist, he started to grow, and grow, and grow, and grow. What the hell? As Naruto looked up at the behemoth that stood in front of him, it was a giant ape with a long massive tail. Meanwhile, Kakashi and his squad had just arrived on the scene after they had dealt with Itachi. Sasuke, on the other hand, yes, mostly him, but Mito had moved on to save Sahara. When they paused, "What the hell is that?" said Hinata, completely shocked, when she saw the massive ape, but she didn't need her Byakugan to see it. Everyone else saw it. As the group had came to a stop, the place was littered with puppets. Even Sasori and Deidara that remained was paused when they saw the massive ape as it roared. As Mito looked over, "Brother," she said as she felt the same energy that she always felt when he used his power, but this one felt weird. Meanwhile, as Naruto flew straight up, now, Naruto was surprised it spoke. As the thing moved surprisingly fast for its size, Naruto tried to catch a fist, but it slammed him out of the air. He crashed into the ground. "I am far more powerful than you in this state, mortal. I will make sure that you be the second to die by my hands," he said as he brought his foot down. He crushed Naruto underneath it. That is when he heard, "Kaioken times 4! To his surprise, his body started to lift off the ground. The massive ape was lifted before he was thrown. Boom! He crashed right into the earth with tremendous force as Naruto came down to smash his fist in his face until he opened his mouth. A beam of energy slammed into Naruto with great force, blasting him away. As the ape got up and moved, the moment Naruto landed a boom, he smacked his fist on top of Naruto as he didn't stop there. He brought his fist down with tremendous force. Another, until the whole earth area that was there was reduced to nothing but rubbles. He then opened his mouth and spewed that energy once again, decimating everything around. Before he stopped, "I knew a puny human couldn't stand up to an elite Saiyan like me." It was then that he heard someone speaking. He snapped his gaze around as he saw Naruto pulling himself out of the earth. His clothing was all torn and messed up, blood leaking from his mouth as he spat to the side. As Kakarot gaze narrowed, surprised that he was still on his feet. "You're strong. Much stronger than anyone I've ever fought before," said Naruto. "But I can sense the depth of your power. And you have nothing on me. You might claim to be an elite Saiyan or whatnot. But know this, I am a Saiyan as well." As the Great Ape eyes widen, "You might claim to be elite, but I am a Super Saiyan. And I don't even need that to beat you," said Naruto, as he clenched his fist and started to power up. An onslaught of power caused the ape to step back at the amount of power that Naruto was releasing. As he shouted, "Kaioken," he said. He has trained extensively in the art of Kaioken over the past couple of years, not only focused on his Super Saiyan form. As usual, he didn't need that. But this guy was much more stronger than he thought. "Times 6, he shouted, as his eyes became white. His body veins pulse. The glow around him intensified as he moved, BAM! Right into the Great Ape's stomach. The thing cried out in pain before it was launched. Naruto flew and stopped it. He then grabbed onto the tail as he started to swing before he launched it up in the air. A smile broke out on Naruto's face. Fighting strong opponents always got him going, but lately, it has been getting quite boring. But now, this was what he was looking for. He didn't have to hold back so much. Instantaneous movement as he arrived above the Great Ape despite the force that he threw it with. And now, your mind, said Naruto as he raised his hand. Locking both hands together, he drived it in the ape's skull. The force cracked the thing straight down to the earth as it hit with a colossal boom. As Naruto started to power up another one. As he turned it red. The amount of power that was being poured into it was staggering. As it started to shake the environment. He didn't release it as it poured down to the ground. The massive ape opened its eyes at the last moment, seeing the thing coming as it moved, knowing that this attack would end his life. But he wasn't fast enough as his tail was turned to dust as the attack hit it, and partially part of his body. The remaining armor was able to protect him from getting the full amount, and not to mention, he was also able to move in time, but the force was still enough to launch him like a bullet. He cracked into the wall as he fell face first as he started to revert back to human form. As Naruto dropped from the sky, panting, his muscles aching. He has never fought anyone like this before. But he straightened back up as he took several deep breaths. He could feel the depth of his Kakarot's power, and he knew how strong he was, and Naruto could tell that he was stronger, especially when he used the Kaioken. But in that ape form, this guy was stronger than his base form. As Naruto marched over, he gripped him by the throat and lifted him off the ground. Time to say bye-bye. As Naruto started to form another key blast, about to plunge it right through his chest. It was then that Kakarot saw Naruto's shredded cloak on the ground that read Super Saiyan. His eyes widened as he remembered what Naruto had said. He thought he was just mocking him. Wait! Don't! He said as he could barely speak. Why shouldn't I? You said you were here to sell my planet. Why shouldn't I drive this through your chest? Wait. Are you really a Saiyan? He asks. From what I know, yes. And you're not mimicking my looks. I told you that before. No, I don't know what the hell you look like me, or why you're here, but I am not mimicking your looks. Please, don't kill me. I never really believed that you were a Saiyan. There is just so few of us left, so I automatically thought that you were lying. What are you talking about? As the key blast dissipated, as Naruto dropped into the ground as he winced a bit. My name is Kakarot. And if you are truly a Saiyan, then you will be great help in what we have planned. What you have planned? You just tried to kill me. I thought you were a lesser life form like the others. But if you are a Saiyan, that means you are a part of our great race. But as to why you look like me, I am not sure. Are you? No, said Naruto, hurrying to get to the point. He coughed out more blood before he pushed himself against a rock to straighten up. How did you get here? What do you mean, how did I get here? If you're a Saiyan, that means you did not born on this planet. Well, I did came in a pod, so I'm not sure about that. Then you're right, man. You are a Saiyan. Seems you were sent here as a child. What do you remember? I don't, said Naruto. The only thing I remember is growing up on this planet. Well, you are a Saiyan then. Your goal was probably to take over this planet. After all, it only needs a lesser Saiyan. But you are much stronger than I thought. What the hell are you going on about? I am from planet Vegeta, where you are from most likely as well. But you were sent here as a child, under the guise to take over this planet. What? Why would I? For it to be sold later on. That is our goal. No. I'm not here to take over the planet, said Naruto. Seems you don't know anything about your race, do you? We are a race of warriors, under the guise of Frieza. Frieza? What the hell is that? It's a person. A very powerful person. We work for this person, going around taking planets to add to his empire, for him to sell and keeping some for himself. That is our goal. And you came here to take mine, said Naruto. So why should I kill you again? Because I never knew that you're a Saiyan. We've been planning a revolt for a long time now. With your help, we might actually win this. I am not the only one, there are several others like me. Our planet, our home planet was destroyed, but a few of us survive. I can use your help, along with the others. We plan to take Frieza down and end its control over us for once and for all. But with the few of us that we are right now, we cannot. But you are stronger than I thought. And what you said about being a Super Saiyan, how do you know that? I just call myself that, said Naruto. After all, I saw it in the pod that I came in. So you're not actually a Super Saiyan then? A Super Saiyan? Do you mean my transformation? Kakarot eyes widen. Wait, what are you saying? As Naruto clenched his fists, a small yell and he transformed, golden hair. Kakarot was shocked. Oh, this is the legend. It's true. You are what they speak about in the legends. You're a Super Saiyan, he said. It seems like he was not ready for any quick movement as his body caught up to him as he passed out. Cold. Dropping face first, Naruto looked down towards him. Naruto sighed. Was this really happening? He then paused as he remembered that he was here on a mission. He split himself using the multi-form as he transformed into two Narutos, as one of them picked up the sky before the other one moved off rather quickly. As Naruto quickly made his way to where he had saved Sahara, only to arrive to see Wind Style, Fire Style, a combination attack from Mito and Sasuke, as Deidara screamed as his entire being was enveloped and reduced to ashes when the colossal attack hit him and turned him into dust. As Naruto walked over, seeing the rest of the group there, puppets litter the entire place. Sahara was still unconscious, but she was fine. As Mito turned, "Brother," she said, a look of relief on her face. She was worried. When she came here and saw that he wasn't here, she started to panic, but he was okay. As Naruto smiled at her, "Don't worry, I'm fine," he said. "Is she alright?" said Naruto. "Yeah, she is. But her tail beast, it's gone." "How is she?" "I managed to infuse some of my life force in her," said Naruto. You save her?" As Naruto nodded, Mito hugged him. "Thank you," she said, tears in her eyes. "It's quite alright," said Naruto. "Is everything dealt with?" "Yeah," said Kakashi as he walked over. "We managed to take out the others." "Naruto, what was that over there?" asked Hinata. "We all saw a giant ape." "Yeah, that guy," said Naruto as he pointed towards Kakarot, who was being carried by another Naruto. Wait, he looks just like you." "An exact copy," Mito said. "What? I don't understand." "Neither do I," said Naruto, "but it turns out he's a Saiyan just like me." "He is? What's a Saiyan?" said Hinata. "That's exactly what I want to find out," said Naruto. Time skip. At the hidden sand, Kakarot was hooked up to their machines. As he was stable, he would not die, although he was badly injured. Naruto was a bit injured, but nothing too badly. But the fight had brought out something primal inside of him that he hasn't felt since he fought Guy and the Raikage. A sense of hurt. And not to mention, he felt much more powerful after Hinata healed him up. He felt a lot stronger. It's like every time he get hurt, he realized it a long time ago. But it's been so long since he got hurt, he got stronger. As Naruto was currently in the room, Mito was sitting by the bed. As Sahara slowly opened her eyes, she focused on where she was. As she saw Mito, Mito smiled. "I'm alive," said Sahara. "Yeah, my brother. He saved you." giving you his life energy. They took the tail beast away from you, but you're here. You're alive, she said, as tears was in Mito's eyes. As Sahara glanced over as she looked towards Naruto, she gave him a grateful thanks, a nod of appreciation, as Naruto nodded back, before he cleared his throat. Mito, is there something that you'd like to tell me, he said. As Mito paused, as Sahara looked towards her. Doesn't he know? No, I haven't gotten around to tell him yet, or the others. Well, I promised I would be there to help you, in any case, said Sahara. Sorry, that it took almost me dying for me to help you out. You have nothing to apologize for. We've dealt with those Akatsuki bastards, and we will deal with the others. Naruto said. As Naruto turned towards Akatsuki, he had spoken to her a few times before, when he came to the Saiyan on joint missions. But it wasn't really long, it was just formal. We have spoken several times before, but I wanted to wait until I had spoken to Mito on telling you anything, so that she could be there so that we could talk. What's going on, said Naruto. Big brother? Yeah? You know that day when we were going to find Snevy? Yeah, said Naruto. And you said that I admire Sahara and all that? Yeah, said Naruto. What about it? Well, I not really found any guy that I like. Naruto was a bit confused on where this conversation was taken, but he noticed that she hasn't really looked towards anyone like Hinata had been with Sasuke, or him being with Samoe. Well, I kind of don't really like guys. As she mumbled her words, her face red. Me and your sister has been dating for the past couple of months. As Naruto paused, so did Mito as Sahara stayed out straight. I understand if you might be uncomfortable with this. Many others were not quite happy with the fact at first, but they have come to accept it. Others in the stand, I mean, she said. She was not speaking of her brother and her sister because they were supportive, they were happy for her. But there were some members on the council that weren't too happy with the fact, but what could they do about it? As Naruto stood there surprised as Mito refused to look him in the eyes, afraid of what he might think. As Naruto spoke, Mito, he said. Yeah? Look at me, he told her. I'm sorry. She was confused. Why are you sorry, she asked. I'm sorry that you have to hide your face and think that I would be against your happiness. At all. It doesn't matter who you're interested in or who you like. Know that I would never judge you or think any less of you. You're my baby sister after all, said Naruto. You have nothing to apologize for, she said. It's just, I wasn't sure how to tell you. But I know that you respect my decision. It was just, I was still scared, she said. I haven't really told anyone else. The only reason why the Council of the Sand know is because one of the members had to walk in to Sahara's office when I was there. And we were, as she moved her fingers together, we were kind of making out and they caught us. And so they told the others. But I refrained from them telling anyone else, said Sahara. To keep Mito's and I privacy. Until you found out about this, of course. I see, said Naruto. Sahara, he said. Yes. Kazekage or not, if you hurt my sister, they would be held to pay, said Naruto. I just want to be sure that you understand that. I will never hurt Mito, said Sahara. That's what I like to hear, said Naruto, as he ruffled Mito's head like she was a child. Look at my little baby sister, having a girlfriend. They grew up so fast, said Naruto as he wiped an imaginary tear from his eye as she punched him in the arm. Stop making me more embarrassed than I am right now. As Naruto chuckled a bit, as he pulled her into a hug. It's alright, he said. I love you no matter what. And I'm glad that you're happy. As he kissed her on the forehead. Time skip. As Sahara was out of bed. As Naruto was standing in the hall. Should you be out of bed already, he said, as he was at the door where Kakarot was inside, as he was still unconscious. It seems whatever you did to me sped up the healing process. For that, I thank you once again. You're the only reason why I'm here and why I'm still alive. It's no problem, said Naruto. I would have done it either way. But now that I know that you and my sister are dating, well, it's more incentive. Although, I must say I was surprised by this. But I'm glad that she found someone that cares about her. And not to mention you two are similar in a way. Well, you were. But you understand each other's struggle of being Genjulicus. Yes, that is what draws together in the first place. I thank you though. How you are with her, so kind, so responsive. That is what everyone should have. What about you, said Naruto? I'm sure that your brother and sister are happy for you as well. Yes, they are, but it just let me recollect on the past. To know that I pushed them away, when I could have had this feeling all along, with family, like what Mito had with you. As she smiled. She's a wonderful girl. That she is, said Naruto. Meanwhile, what? Said Sasuke. You mean you two are dating? As Mito nodded. As she felt it was time, she wanted to tell Naruto before anyone else. But she felt like it was time. As she waited. Huh. Well, that was something I didn't expect, said Sasuke. Are you happy? Hinata said. Mito nodded, very. Well, as long as you're happy. I see no problem here. I'm happy for you. Why should we get in the way of your happiness, said Sasuke. As long as you're happy and she makes you feel good, I see no problem there. Just like how Hinata makes you feel, said Mito with a smirk, as Sasuke blushed and looked away. As the two girls started to chuckle a bit. As Hinata, cheeks became a bit red as she glanced towards Sasuke. So, does Naruto know about this? Asked Sasuke. Yeah, I told him earlier. Well, you already know that he's gonna be supported no matter what. Yeah, I should have known that from the beginning, but I guess I was just a bit embarrassed. So it makes a lot more sense why you were acting that way, Sasuke said. What do you mean? Well, when we heard that she was in trouble, you were so panicked, more than normal. I know that both of you were friends, but well, it makes more sense now, he said with a smile. As none of them see a problem in this, after all, she was happy. And if they were happy, let them be together. It's not like anyone was gonna come in and stop it, right? Meanwhile, while that was going on, Vegeta, a voice said, a distant planet away, as a man slowly walked down the hall calling out to his partner. What is it, Nappa? Did you see the readings on Kakarot Scouter? Yes, I did. It seems like that backwater planet has stronger beings than we thought, and I'm unable to contact Kakarot. We need him for our future plans. We'll be going to wherever this planet is to find out what is going on. Well, it's been a long while since someone on these backwater planets have been able to challenge us. This should be fun, said Nappa as the two individuals made their way to find out what the hell was going on. Behind them was a planet that was burning, as there was dead body litters everywhere, as they had just commandeered it. But now they had to find out what is going on at this planet that Kakarot went to. Meanwhile, back at the Elemental Nation, the group will be departing tomorrow, as Naruto was not asleep as he was standing on top of the residence that they were given lodging in. Something was wrong, he could feel it in his stomach. He remembered what Kakarot said, freezer. Some reason that word put him on edge. As he glanced up towards the moon, he shook his head as he decided to get some sleep. He was exhausted after all. As he crawled into bed, he wished Samui was here, but he was sure by the time he got back she would be there. He missed her a lot. As he covered himself in the sheet, he yawned as he closed his eyes. As he was sleeping, something happened to him, being out of touch with his Saiyan heritage. It has never grown back, but from this conflict today, his tail decided to re-emerge. Yes, it did, as it slowly started to grow back while he slept, unaware to Naruto. But his tail was growing back, Perhaps it will give him an edge in the future, where he can face off against this so-called Frieza, if he came to take this plan for himself. As Naruto dreamt that night of transforming into a massive giant ape, and he was facing off against a massive 90 fox. But this wasn't a dream, it was a memory from so long ago, which he had long forgotten. After that night when he had transformed and fight the fox, when he was just a mere child, but his tail had grown back, bringing along the additional power that came with it, and perhaps something more. After all, he is the ultimate Saiyan. Let's see what it have for him in the future. But guys, I'll be out of here for now. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode, and if you want to see more, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Mickey family. And thank you for all of your help and your support and family, yes. I indeed have 3 channels. I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto was made from nature energy over an Anime King too. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy, guys. And over an Anime King I post wait, what am I talking about? There hasn't been anything posted over there yet, guys, but it will be out soon. So just put your foot up, kick back and relax. And yeah, stay tuned to enjoy. And remember, for new links will be down in the description for 3 channels. You can subscribe to this one by clicking that red subscribe button. Yeah, I know you see, so go ahead and click that button. And also, guys, turn on that bell notification so you can see exactly when I post, to enjoy all the what ifs I send your way. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna be out here for now. See you guys soon. Peace.